Hey, this is Dave with the Saltydog. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I've got the bow hatch glassed in and faired in. It still needs some filler primer, but I've been working on the side windows, and I've got the side windows all glassed in, which you can see here. So they're all glassed in. I had to glass in all the holes. It looks like they had an outrigger mounted. And I still have to put some body filler on some of the low spots. But next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these fillers. This filler right here, I'm going to pull that one out. And I'm going to build a little boss to raise those, because I don't want moisture, I don't want water running down and hitting the ceiling surface of this thing and staying up against it all the time, because eventually these things will leak. So I'm going to build it up about 1/4 inch and then set the filler up on top of the boss. And I've got 4 tanks in this boat, and so I'm going to do all 4 tanks that way. All of them are going to be up on bosses. I'm also, when I put the new bow hatch on the deck there, I'm going to also build a boss for that, and that will allow it to not have water setting against it, and it's going to be a flat base. So let me show you the other side here I've been working on. I've got the filler panels on the side of the boat that bring the body lines back, all the way back to the bulkhead. I've got those pretty well shaped, and you can see I've got this drip edge. I've got to sand it down a little bit deeper. It's not quite deep enough yet, but it's getting close. And if you look at the lines are going to line up, and it's going to flow all the way back here. It's going to look really sharp. This side, I've got it shaped as well. It's not quite 100%, but it's pretty close. And I've been working on filling the window on the starboard side as well, which you can see here. And above the window, there used to be a blue paint line, and the paint didn't seal very well, and so what ended up happening was moisture got into the gel coat, and it cracked it, and so I ended up having to grind it out. It's about an 8-foot section. Had to grind it out and fill it full of 1.5 ounce glass. And so now all I have to do is put some filler on it. I'm going to use an epoxy based filler. It's a marine epoxy. And I'm going to fill some of the low spots on the window. But you can see all of the mounting holes where they had things mounted. There's just a tremendous amount of little repairs that I'm doing to this boat. But once I get the window completely faired in and finished, I'm gonna get ready for some filler primer. I've got about 12 layers of glass on this, 8 layers on the outside and 4 layers on the inside, maybe 5 layers, I don't remember. But it's totally solid. I mean, there's no give to that at all. And I'm looking forward to getting this part done, because I'm working my way from the bow back to the stern. I'm gonna raise bosses in these filler tubes, and then I'm just gonna kind of keep working my way back. I've got to sand all of that non-skid off, and I'm going to lay new glass in there, because underneath that non-skid is a bunch of spider cracks in the gel coat. So I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to fine-tune this line. It's pretty dang close. It's pretty close to flowing. I'm going to have to put my straight edge on there and make sure I get it completely square. Oops, sorry about that. Got a little bit of focus problems here with this crazy thing. There we go. But anyhow, that's where it's at, and things are getting closer. I figure I'm about 2 weeks away from having filler primer on this thing, and but each time I get a little progress, I find some things that I've got to finish. I've still got a few little repairs to do there, and then there's a few small ones up front, and then they had some kind of a deck plate mounted there. I'm not sure what that was. I've got it ground down, and I'm gonna fill it and build it back up. And they had another plate right here. I'm gonna grind down in that a little bit more, and then I'm gonna put a layer of glass on that, and then I'll go to the underside and glass the underside as well. There's another spot. It's interesting. I don't know what all they had mounted to each of these places, but I assume this was an outrigger. They had this boat was a commercial salmon boat out of San Francisco, and so it apparently had taken some beatings. So anyway, thought I'd give you an update. The next thing I'm going to do is take this bow rail off and start glassing in the holes underneath here, because I'm going to have a new bow rail built that's going to be a welded 1.25 inch stainless, and I'm going to modify it, and so I've got to do away with all the holes, all the mounting holes. So anyhow, it's coming. You know, I'm just kind of getting everything done as much as I can this summer, and so that in the fall and in the winter time I can start putting the hardware back together. And so that's kind of where it's at. But anyway, just thought I'd give you an update. I haven't done anything in a while. Haven't done anything to the pilot house in a while. I'm trying to get everything else done, hopefully, so that I can lift this pilot house plug off and use my new chopper gun to glass it in and have a mold, so that I'll be able to knock out forward-facing pilot houses for people when they want them. And that's what she's going to look like right there. But I've done a lot of repair to this thing. There's just a tremendous amount of little damage. There's some big damage. You've seen this before. I had to cut out that piece, had to rebuild it. In the bow, I had to cut that out and rebuild that. It's all rebuilt underneath. All the holes have been glassed in. I've glassed in here where they had the anchor mounted. And so it's just a work in progress. I'm definitely getting ready for the point when I can glass these, everything, get all the glass work finished. You can kind of see the lines. The lines flow really well. Like my experience with doing body filler and doing repairs and paint jobs on cars and motorcycles kind of pays off, because it gives me a little bit of background. But anyhow, thought I'd show you what I'm doing, and hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.